So some of the problems are finding pain points. All right. Headlines, can I give more examples, especially for landing pages and social media? All right. Long form landing page, personal story. Okay. Anything else? How to show authority. Okay. All right. I'm starting this session. Okay. So I'll try to answer all these questions. We'll come back to these chats and I'll answer all these questions. So everything that I'm going to talk about today, it's again, there's no magic button. It's just a process, but it's a very, very powerful process. I mean, if you design your marketing communication based on these things, I can guarantee you one thing, that it's going to convert. It's going to make you more money. People are going to, whoever, if you can target right audience, people will just, most of them will, end up buying your product, or at least remember, even if they don't buy it immediately, they will, just think of you if you just do these things. Some more, navigating the entire thing from headlines to sub-headline to story to CTA. Yeah, because this is something I'm going to, address today for sure. How to find different kind of audience for single product. Different kind of, okay, great. All right. So I'm telling you exactly, I have no PPT, with me. I will do it from scratch, like, the day, like the moment I get a brief, the moment I get a, or you basically, get a project, and you have to maybe write a long sales page, and I'll give you a lot of examples of long sales pages. How do you come up with all those things? How do you start? How do you, at what point of time you start writing? At what point of time you start thinking of headlines? Is something we're going to talk about. And what should be the structure? What should be the flow? How do we find a logical flow to all that? How do we, whether proof is important, authority is important? We'll talk about everything. So the first thing that we need to, do is, I'm sharing my screen and I'm going to use a doc. Okay. So this entire thing, this entire marketing campaign is a 4-step process that you have to do. What's step 1? And when I talk about this step 1, this is basically you have to don the role of a marketing detective. And at this stage, you have to find 3 answers basically, which is very, very important. Okay? First is, who is starving? Second is market sophistication level. Three is prospect awareness level. And you will understand the importance of these 3 things. Okay. So the first thing is, who is starving? It's very, very important to understand and accept this fact that you can only make money, you can only sell more if you can identify a starving market. Like the other day, I just talked about creating a course on how to train your goat or how to train your parrot is going to take the same effort as how to train your dog. But we know that, parrots and goats have very, very less market. It's not a hungry market. So even if you create an awesome course, I don't know whether you can train a goat. You can definitely train a parrot, but there's not a huge market for that. So there's no point trying to, sell something to them. It's always good to find a starving, hungry market, which is kind of, ready to give you their money. Right? Now, how do you find this starving market? Is what we have to understand. And one of the things is, most of the people approach marketing wrong. Okay? What they do is they create wrong approaches. They create something, they create a product or a service, and then market it. This is what most of the people are doing, and no wonder they fail. Okay? So that is why it's very, very important that we try to understand, where is the hungry market? What is the starving market? So what you have to do first here is, first you have to know what we are selling, whether you are selling, maybe sometimes people approach you saying that, hey, I have this course which is about, which is going to help coaches. Okay. Let's say course for coaches. We first need to understand four things, like, what is the market they are catering to? What is the sub market of this? What is the niche, and what is the specific? I'm getting some disturbance. Need to mute. Yeah. What is the niche and what is the specific audience you are targeting? Right. So whatever it is, whether it's a course on coaches or whether it's an info guide on, some addiction, maybe smoking, maybe marijuana, maybe alcohol. Right. So if someone comes and says that, I have this great guide on, getting rid of addiction, any kind of addiction, alcohol, porn, smoking, we first need to understand what is the big market this is catering to. And if you don't have a product, even better. I mean, if you're just starting, and as a copywriter, you can always go and understand which is the starving market, and then pick the right products and just create some great marketing message around it, and you can sell. But if you have even if you have a product, you have to understand which is the primary market you are catering to. What are the sub markets of those, primary market? What is the niche, and what is the specific audience? So one of the best places to understand, and one of the best places to understand starving market is this. If you have something called, this is what, ClickBank. So these all are examples of starving market. Okay? So if you talk about health and fitness, these are some of the sub markets of that. Right. So health and fitness is my primary market. Addiction, beauty, dental health, exercise, meditation, sleep, spiritual, yoga, exercise, fitness, dietary, everything is part of this market. This is the bigger market. So we need to understand this. Now, can someone tell me, which market will, a course on this, something like this, course for coaches will, fall into?
Education. Oh.
Anyone else? I mean, you have to think about it. Let's say, we are talking about this. So, yeah.
How to make an team on an autopilot.
How to?
Major coaches, basically, they have a problem of arranging the team, because they have to give daily a job to their team members.
Okay. No, this will also depend on, what kind of coaching somebody is trying to provide, right? And what he wants you to do. So a coaching can be anything. It can be related to money. It can be related to some Instagram growth. It can be related to some, mental health. It can be any kind. So I need to identify what kind of coaching he's trying to give. So, I'll go ahead with this example basically, right now, info guide on addiction. Let's say, somebody has info guide on addiction. So I need to first say here, the main market is health and fitness. Some market is addiction. And what are the other markets? I mean, it's not a bad idea actually to, sit and understand and write all this also. So I'll come here and health and fitness, just so that we have an idea. I'll write things like this here. What are the other sub markets for health and fitness? It can be spiritual, it can be health, it can be dental, it can be beauty, it can be hair loss, right? Now, what is the niche? If we decide that, okay, addiction seems to be a bigger starving market because people want to get rid of it, we just have to think about what are the niches in addiction now. So what are the niche? What are the possible niche? It can be smoking, it can be porn, it can be drinking, it can be marijuana, right? Anything else that you can think of when it comes to addiction?
Food.
Yes. Right. So these are the niches in this particular sub-market. So similarly, if we take maybe beauty, then it's then it's going to be something else here, right? So whatever you're picking, you have to make this document. Okay. So identify for starving market. This is easy. This step is easy. Try to mention all the niches that are available in that particular segment. And now we need to understand, which is probably the most hottest market here. This is what I'm going to, this is where I'm going to think of creating a product or a service, because I want to make money. So I need to understand which is the most starving market here. And one of the best, ways to understand this is, can somebody tell me how will you understand which is more in demand?
Smoking and porn.
It's just an assumption, or do you have some basis of it?
Basically, I've seen lots of YouTube videos based on the what they call masturbating, and there is lots of videos on the smoking. That's the reason based on that I'm speaking about this.
Okay.
And for drinking, lots of doctors say that you should drink. So I don't think the drinking should be a problem.
So we are talking about addiction here. So, drinking is also an addiction. There are people who drink almost, every day.
Things readily available, I mean, very easily available would be an addiction.
Which one?
Things very readily and easily available.
Yeah.
See, marijuana is not readily available. A person cannot ordinarily get this. You have to have some links to it.
No, don't underestimate these addicts. They will find a way to get their marijuana. So, but yeah, I mean, I understand. But these people have this amazing ability to find source their stuff. But what we need to understand is probably which of this is probably the hottest starving market. Yeah. So one of the ways is just go around and Google and see how many people want to get get rid of marijuana addiction. Or maybe how many Facebook groups are there present or which talks about this, which is trying to solve this problem. I have no idea, so I'll just go here and So Narcotics Anonymous group, addiction to recovery, stress and anxiety addiction, depression, nothing specific, alcohol. So Aditya, ये देखो आप, there are so many alcohol groups which is talking about addiction and how to get rid of it.
Right.
Travel addiction, okay, right. Memes addiction, drug education. So this is one, and then I will maybe just I will try to find if are there enough groups. 1.5K marijuana addicts. So if there are good number of groups on Facebook, it's a good starving market. If there are good number of offers, if you just go and Google, it's a starving market. See, a lot of guides, which means that people are searching for something like this. And there is another way, some of you might be knowing about keywords, the volume of keywords. So I will use a tool, maybe, something like Google searches, Google Keyword Planner, or there are so many tools as SEMrush and all that. And I'll try to put these keywords and try and understand, what is the size of market, how many people are actually looking for a solution to this. That's also an indication of, how big your market is, right? So let's say for example, we are doing this. We identified this. Now the next thing that we need to do is find specific audience you're targeting. Now marijuana addiction can be, it can be anything. It can be some, college kids. I mean, youngsters, basically. It can be adults, men, women, anything. There are some different kinds of audience that you will get. Idea at this point is to go deep into like I said, this is marketing detective. This is the role that you're playing right now here. So you have to get deeper, do some research on marijuana addiction, and try and understand who are the people, what is that age group which is mostly influenced by this. Is it men, women, young, adults? Who are exactly the people who are trying to get out of it, right? So again, I will go to Google and addiction maybe. So you can go to places like forums. And read up stuff and see what kind of people. This is not a forum, this is just some video here. So not enough comment, but so I'll put it here also. Yeah, some 3 years ago, some video, and I'll try to see who are the people, maybe, if I can get to their profile. "24-year-old listening to this," right? So I'll try to get deeper into these people. I started smoking daily when I was 12 years old. I'm coming on, I'm becoming 24, and I've evolved. See, good problems also here. So just because I found it, I'm just noting everything here, and I will use it later on. Why? You see what he has written. I never started a family, never went to college, never had long-term relationships or friendship, and some degree my uses and lifestyle to blame. See, it seems most people start it very early, at least. I don't know which country they belong to, but everybody is like 12, 13 years old and continuing for quite some time. We'll copy this also because it talks about some alternative in the market. So this guy's having CBD instead of marijuana. Shit. See again, 22 years, and so most of the people are into their, I think teenage. And trust me, this is little boring. This is little irritating, but this is very, very important part of your, whole exercise. See again, 14. So it seems most of the people who want to, quit marijuana started pretty early in their, 13, when they're 13, 14, 15 years old, and today they are in their 30s. So if I do all this research, maybe I know that 30-year-old guy smoking for almost 10 years. Right? So this is, if this is what my research gives me, I've hardly done like 5-10 minutes of research, but what I'll do is I'll go, your job is basically to go read as much as possible, go out and obviously check out all these forums. Right, and see what people are writing, when they started, what are their problems. We'll get to that anyways. Uh, uh, I'm very bad at this. Wow, work. So the idea is to get as much information and try and find out if I am human. Now what? Okay. I hit this part. Finally. You see, we are again part of a forum. I'm sure we're going to get a lot of stuff from this. Let's just read this. See, again, the same thing. Since 15, I'm 19 now. So most people start around this age. This is what I'm getting in just 5-10 minutes of research. So the idea is to spend a couple of hours doing this research and understand. And if you come across something like this, that it's the 30-year-old guys who are desperately looking for, or he's a 28-year-old guy who wants to quit smoking. 24-year-old men smoking marijuana for almost 10 years. Okay, so this is what we call as finally our customer avatar. It has to be one single person, and it's a good idea to give them a random name. Okay, maybe just call him Amar. Okay. So always try to give them a name. And the other tip that I want to give you guys is find out an image of a guy, 28-year-old guy smoking marijuana. This will help you a lot. Just doing this stuff. Maybe I just copy this image, something which is related. You can see that he's a 28-year-old guy, and maybe if you can somehow from that picture understand that he wants to quit. Right? So just get a picture and put it here. Okay, so this guy is worried. He knows he has a problem. He is addicted, and he wants to get rid of it, get rid of this particular addiction. So this is how you actually find out whom you are going to target, and every single line, every single copy, every single ad, every single VSL that you're going to write, you think that you are talking to this guy now. Now, is this part clear? Then I'll move on to the next part. But if you have any questions on this, feel free to ask.
So why does we written this spiritual on all this niches over there?
What why do?
The niches में आपने लिखा ना spiritual ये सब वो सब किस लिए लिखा था?
कहाँ पे?
Starving market है उसके सब market फिर niche niche में आपने smoking, porn, drinking नहीं ये नहीं ये spiritual health, then beauty and beauty लिखा था.
हाँ
ये क्या रीजन से था सर?
ये सब मार्केट्स है. ये बेसिकली जो हमारा मेन निश है ना उसका, दिस इज जस्ट टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज द मार्केट, व्हाट आर द डिफरेंट थिंग्स पीपल आर डूइंग इन दिस मार्केट. सो निश ये हमने एडिक्शन पिक किया, बट हेल्थ निश में ये सारी चीजें भी हैं ना. पीपल आर आल्सो वरीड अबाउट दिस हेल्थ एज सच. नहीं
अभी अपने स्पिरिचुअल के लिए ढूंढे तो कैसे ढूंढ सकते हैं सर?
सेम वे स्पिरिचुअल में, सेम वे अगर आपने स्पिरिचुअल चूज किया यहाँ पे, तो स्पिरिचुअल में अब क्या आएगा आपका? रुको,
इसको सर्च करने का कोई आइडिया सर कैसे?
हाँ मैं बता रहा हूँ. ओके, सो इंस्टेड ऑफ दिस हम यहाँ पे अब स्पिरिचुअल के लिए सर्च करते हैं. Right, we focus on spiritual. So this whole thing changes. अब spiritual के niche में क्या-क्या आ सकता है? What are the different things that will come under spiritual?
प्राणी healing में भी.
religion, and
religion, okay. Pranic. Reiki आएगा?
Breathing technique, breathing technique.
Yoga. Yeah. Right. So these are different niche under spiritual. Now somebody who wants to get is bent towards a spiritual thing, you have to pick one. Which one do you want to focus on? Do you want to focus on pranic? Do you want to focus on yoga? Do you want to focus on breathing techniques?
Great, sir. Thank you.
Right. So let's say you pick yoga, for example. Now, what are the specific, what can happen? Now, yoga can be, what will be the specific audience? It can be anything, it can be men, women, to simple hota hi hai. But it can again be maybe, yoga for pregnant women. I don't know whether something like this exists, but yoga for
Pregnant ladies. Yoga for pregnant ladies.
yeah, I've written this.
Oh,
Okay. We'll use your word. Yoga for C-level executives. So, all these CMOs, CFOs, they have a different lifestyle. Can you have yoga for students? Yoga for housewives, maybe.
yoga for kids, small kids.
Okay. So these are different kinds of audience. You have to pick just one out of this. Right. And how do you pick the one which is, how do you pick one? So for this, we will go and try and research that, what is the demand for this? Because remember, the whole idea is to make sure that we have to identify this, who is starving, what is the hungry market. This is what we want to do. We don't want to just, come up with something called, yoga for C-level executives and try and sell. No. We have to understand which is the starving market, who actually is starving, who is going to, just catch the offer that you are throwing at them, who's looking for the solutions mostly. Is it pregnant? So maybe there is a market for this segment, but is it good enough? Is it starving? If yes, then yeah, and then we'll go and find out, what is the age and what are the problems they're trying to solve. But this is the idea. So again, how do I find whether there is a market? Maybe just understand, so see, there are enough number of videos around it. So seems there is a market. I will also do, a keyword research, huge number anyways. Then I will also go and find out this whole thing in some discussions in forums, basically. Right? Prenatal yoga, say for pregnancy. I don't know what is this yin yoga. Right, so there are forums which are talking about this whole thing. If you think there are enough number of people, then I will just create a program for this segment and forget about everyone else. Like, I will forget about C-level executives. My whole program is going to be, centered around this, or my whole program is going to be centered around this. Just one segment. That is what we want to do, basically. And then come up with a customer avatar of saying that, maybe this is, this guy is like 40-year old C-level executive with a lot of work stress. He is obviously married, right? Got 2 kids. Is spiritual Hindu. Right, so this is my customer avatar, and I'll try to again find out an image of a 40-year-old guy, C-level executive, just like we did here, and then everything that I'm going to write is going to be centered around this whole stuff. So the first thing is, the first step is becoming a marketing detective, and the first thing out of that, is who is starving. This is something we have to find out. Unless and until we have found out this, there is no point trying to come up with a headline or maybe your leads, because everything that you write, you will understand as we go ahead today. You'll understand that everything is interlinked, and it all will make sense at the end of the day, right? But it's not a good idea to just randomly start writing. Are we clear about this part? Customer avatar.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, the second thing is we have to make sure that we understand something called market sophistication level. Now, there are books which talks about market sophistication level, and all this is not coming from me, guys. Okay, these all are from great marketers, so Gilby and Halvards, and these people who have Sugarman. All these people have written tons of books and done a lot of stuff, and based on that we are trying to create all this. So this is not coming from me, but you will understand now very, very shortly that why this is important, why something like market sophistication, knowing market sophistication is important. Now, what exactly is market sophistication? It's basically how big your market is. Are there competitors? Is it something that you're creating for the first time? What is the market looking like right now? So there are 5 levels of sophistication. Okay? And these all are step by step. So this is step 1. Step 1 is, again I'm repeating, who is starving? Please find out this. Come up with your avatar like this by exactly following this process. Write this whole thing, write your avatar, put a picture to it, because when you are writing, it's good to just keep it open so that you always remember Amar, 28-year-old, you are talking to him. It's a one-to-one conversation that you're having with Amar. So whatever you're writing, it has to be around it. Next is like we are discussing market sophistication. There are 5 levels of sophistication. First stage is, it's a new market. It's a absolutely new market which you have created. This is like, I don't know how many of you have heard about blue ocean concept, blue ocean and red ocean. Blue ocean is basically where there is no competition. It's a very, very new market. So first stage, very few companies will be here. Like, there was a time when crypto and NFT were actually into this stage. We have come out of this, but it was a new market, right? 3 years, 5 years back, crypto was not talked about so much. It just got invented. The other example I can give you probably is of Viagra. When Viagra started, it was used for blood pressure. Yeah, it was used as a medicine for blood pressure. And then they realized, okay, this can also cure erectile dysfunction. So, they started this. So all these are example of first stage, new market, and very few companies are in this stage. Second stage is when you have little bit of competition coming in. So like crypto, there's fair bit of competition now. Even when you talk about apps, there are enough number of apps that help you to get into trade cryptos and all that stuff. So this market has come into a second stage. Second stage is basically where you have, it's still new, it's still relatively new, but now the competition have started catching up. They also are offering same kind of products or services. Third stage is where most of you will find your markets to be in. Mostly this is the place where we end up. This is a place where customers are bombarded with messages, with with pitches, products, services, offers. At this stage, like people like you and me are getting bombarded too much of that information, right? And this is where most of the markets lie. Most markets live here, stage 3. So you can just look around and see, which if there are a lot of companies, each coming up with different kinds of offers, That's probably stage 3. Fourth stage is, this is now like a little matured market, and you will see in any mature market there are usually 2 leaders internationally. I mean, that is the reason we are getting all this telecom companies killed also, like Vodafone is going away, Idea is going away, so many companies died, Uninor and Aircel and all that. So typically in any market you will see there are 2 leaders when the market gets matured, right? And there will be other players, but typically 2 leaders is what is the sign of this fourth stage. And you can't do much about it here because you don't have the you don't have enough money to compete in this market, because there are again leaders. And fifth stage is again something which is where most of the markets lie today, especially health, wealth, romance, all this. This is a stage where you actually your people are tired of listening to all the marketing messages. They don't trust you. They don't trust marketing. And they have tried some of the solutions, right? So that is the reason they don't trust anyone, anymore. All these, they don't trust you, or they don't trust marketing. Like probably, I think, maybe digital marketing. A lot of people, go here and there, try to learn digital marketing, fail, try to learn on their own. So many people saying that I'll teach you, and so many courses around, right? So I think, we are on stage 5 when it comes to digital marketing. Even with companies, they have tried so many companies, not working out, they are not getting ROI. Now someone else goes and says that, hey, I'm going to do this. So this happens. But the good thing, still the good thing is, they that desire is still alive. Even if they don't trust, the desire is still alive. So we'll talk about how to actually catch these people also. So these are the 5 stages of market, and it's very, very important to understand which stage your market is in, because accordingly your message is going to be written. Probably the headline that you are writing, the headline that you write is based on your market sophistication level. Okay? Any headline that you write, why this is important, headline should be written based on this. I'm just writing this, not sophistication level. So you need to understand at what level, at which stage your market is. Are they getting bombarded with a lot of pitches? Have they stopped trusting, the solutions offered in the market? And most of the markets you will see lies in stage 3 or stage 5. You can't do much about this. This is also a good stage. I mean, this is going to take time, because if you get into this market, you have to basically create a new segment, create a new demand. It's completely new. Nobody has heard of it, right? So you have to literally create a demand and make people trust. I don't know how many of you invest in crypto right now or NFTs right now. It's probably that you don't, you're not even aware about, the importance of it. So they are still trying to create that demand. They're still trying to, market it, saying that it's the next thing, and how people are making millions and millions in a day, just with trading cryptos. So this is something you have to understand, and this is important part, right? So this, if somebody is into this, things like mechanism, right, which we'll talk about, things like mechanism, you use, like, you need mechanism at this stage. You don't need mechanism at this stage. You need mechanism at this stage, or maybe, also at this stage, not at this stage, not at this stage. Yeah, you don't need. in first stage, you can just talk about, okay, this is my product, this is the solution. You just have to be very, very simple and direct. Second stage, you just have to make it better, because there's relatively less competition. You just have to say that we'll do it faster, we'll do it quicker, we'll do it safer. That's all. But here you just can't say we'll be faster. You'll have to say, you'll have to come up with a mechanism, like how exactly you're making it fast. Is it some unique algorithm? Is it some unique ingredient into that? That kind of stuff, right? So only based on the stage your market is in, you can decide whether what exactly you have to use. If you know that they are in this stage, you have to get back their trust. You have to say that I understand all this has happened with you, right? So this part is clear. Market sophistication level 350. Okay. Any doubts on this?
It's clear, but how to identify on which level our market or is standing right now?
Again, I'll the same thing. I'll go to Facebook groups and see, how many people are talking about it. How many people have offers around it. What are the, where is my this? Just a minute. So again, this can be a good place. Understanding Facebook groups, how many people are giving solution to that, how many coaches are there. This is why it's called, becoming a detective, market detective. You have to go and dig down and just Google around, how many programs are there. Like, I can just go to places like Udemy and see how many programs are there, how many coaches are offering this particular program, how many Facebook groups are offering the same program. Why I said digital marketing is at fifth stage, because we know how many Facebook groups are there today about almost everything. Whether you talk about drop shipping, you talk about affiliate marketing, you talk about Facebook marketing, there's tons and tons of groups. So it means that, it's in the fifth stage, and people there, what they are talking about, they're talking about this is not working, that is not working. Everybody is just bullshitting around. The other thing is, what you can do is, so let's say I want to find out. So like I said, first is my first, how exactly, let me write this. How to identify market sophistication level. First is go to FB groups. More means ideally, more sophisticated market. Right? So see how many groups are there. Second is what you can also do is probably, just type your market, whatever market you are in, and search for forums. If there are enough number of people, like just now we went to marijuana and, we searched for forums, and we saw that there are very old posts, and there are people who are talking about, their addiction and what they tried. We just went to a YouTube video, right? YT videos, and read comments also. Go to market and go to places like Reddit and Quora. Here you will get a fair idea about, how sophisticated your market is. I mean, what are there enough solutions? Because if people are asking for problems and they don't get solution, it means probably, this is where they are lying. You just have to identify whether the market is having a lot of products and services promising that solution. Like, how many people are trying to teach yoga today. How many Udemy courses are just on yoga, right? And maybe, yoga plus forum. See, there are so many forums on yoga, so it's obviously not. Now tell me, what is your brain saying? Is it first stage? Is it a new market?
Yoga?
Yeah.
No.
Is it second stage market where it has just started and there are few competition?
Third stage,
I think fifth stage.
Fifth stage? Who said it's in second stage yoga?
It should be in the third stage.
I think it's third stage, yeah.
Yeah, third stage. Okay, so I'll tell you, most 90% of the markets lie in third or fifth stage. Because what is fifth stage? Fifth stage is when you know that there are people who say that yoga is bullshit. It's not working. I tried yoga. Okay, so I went to this guy and I tried yoga and yoga didn't help me. There will be a section of people who will say that he couldn't do yoga. Maybe
He
because
couldn't do actually. It's not that yoga didn't work, but he couldn't do. He couldn't teach us properly.
yeah, so that's a different thing. That is why I think it's in third stage. That is why we can say that, hey, it's so I know there are a lot of people approaching you for yoga and stuff like this, but I understand your problem. You couldn't do it. You couldn't continue it for maybe 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and that is where I come. My ways are very simple, so you can just do it sitting at your home. Maybe do it in 35 minutes. Maybe do it in 5 minutes.
I guess if you take the niche of network marketing, then network marketing is at fifth stage.
I think network marketing has crossed 100 stage probably. Not just fifth. They are in a different world altogether. I mean, if there's one thing that I hate, it's network marketing. Though personal, thing, and yeah, there are people who have done great things in that. But yeah, I mean, it's fifth stage. I agree.
Got it. Now got the clear understanding.
Right. So this is why it's very important to understand, because accordingly we are going to do a lot of things. Okay? So by now you should have, if you understood market sophistication, you should now say two things. You should be clear with two things. One, your customer avatar, who is your customer avatar, and second is, because you're talking about, so let's say we are going ahead with let's say we will go ahead with yoga only, and let's say we are doing it for this. We found it to be a good market. So where do you think it will be? First stage, second stage, third stage, fourth, fifth? Yoga for this particular market.
I think it's in the second stage.
First or second? I guess.
I think so. It's in third stage.
Third stage.
So there was this question right now, right? How do we exactly identify, where exactly, which stage we are in? So all you need to do is, just Google, right? So if there are enough people doing this, I have no idea, okay?
I think yoga is in the fifth stage.
But this pregnant ladies,
Yoga for pregnant ladies.
and do you really think that people are tired of like listening about yoga?
That means why if there are a lot of negative reviews about that particular niche, that means that market is lying in fifth stage. Am I correct?
Yes.
A lot of yoga scams.
People still
Yeah, so scams, negative reviews. If people also search things like this, like money market scam, money market, like making money, affiliate marketing. If there are a lot of things like this, you are right, very right. Then it's probably in the fifth stage, where people are tired. They have tried few things and they don't trust it anymore. But if that's not the case, then it's probably in the third stage. and I'm okay with, I have no idea. So what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and I will do this simple thing. And let's see, you know, how many groups I come across. This is something which is telling me probably, you know, it's I will go to YouTube, let's say, so we can get a fair idea of, you know, number of views and comments and check few things quickly. And you see, asanas, nidra, isha yoga, yoga mudra. Okay. So it's in Malayalam, it's in other languages also. Okay.
Remember.
Let's just quickly read. Not much there. This is how, which 2019 video, and people are replying like 11 months, 3 weeks ago, 2 months ago. Right, so if we, you know, try to understand here, you know, there are enough number of videos first, so it's got to be either 3 or 5. And how do we understand whether it's in 5 is the only way is, you know, when people are talking about, you know, it's not working. Let's check these forums also again and see if these are also, you know, good places. I think I've already told you about Reddit. So we'll try to read this whole.
Feedspot. Is it a forum?
No, I think it's something related to. It has all this, you know, Reddit, and so I think it's a. They are collecting feeds of different places. We'll just go to Reddit. Nothing else. If we read few things like, you know, sources for new yogis, this is 8 months old. I managed to make 500 days of everyday practice. So great stuff. Yeah, so which university to first. You see, it's still, I think if you go through discussions, it's not in the fifth stage yet. Right, so all these are a pretty new and pretty old also, a good combination, and people are just asking. They're not saying that it's not it's not good, it's waste. Yeah, 6-year-old. Hindu Cobra, I mean, right, so if we do all this bit of research, you can find out whether it's in third stage and fifth stage, and let's I'm okay to take any stage if you really want to write a copy, but it's important because accordingly our thing is going to our message is going to change, right? And I will now quickly talk about, there's something called now prospect awareness level. What exactly we mean by this is, and this again is important because this is where you build your empathy muscle. Yeah, because you understand the market now. Are they getting bombarded? They don't trust you. So this is, and that marketing is not about empathy. So if you do this right, you can get this done. Now the third is prospect awareness level. This, what we mean by prospect awareness level is, again, just like this market thing, there are 5 levels to prospect awareness level. First is, this guy is absolutely clueless. He has no idea that he has a problem also. Okay, forget about the solution. He has absolutely no idea. I mean, maybe he's getting angry, but he doesn't realize that he's angry. He's getting angry and all that. He thinks it's normal. So this guy has basically no idea about problem or solution. Right? Maybe something like a smoker or a drinker. He thinks, he doesn't realize that he has this that he's addicted yet. He's not yet accepting that fact. He's not considering himself as addicted. So unless and until he thinks he is addicted, he wants to come out of it, you can't do anything, right? So first is clueless. He is absolutely clueless. Second is, this guy is problem aware. Okay, this also is very, very important, because now this is going to help you write your leads, how you start your message, whether it's Facebook ad or sales page or email, right? Some of you understand what exactly is leads, but your lead depends on this. So problem aware is, he knows he has a problem, but he doesn't know there is a solution that exists in the market. So maybe I know that I am addicted to a food, but I don't know there is a solution in the market which can help me get out of this food addiction. कुछ है क्या ऐसा food addiction का which can help you out? Though I'm not, but I'm just trying to understand. Let's see. What होगा शायद. Yeah, so there are some guides and all that stuff, but this is basically a stage where he's just aware of the problem. He has no idea where there is a, and maybe he knows about the solution, but he cannot connect his problem with the solution that is available in the market. Okay. Then there is third kind, which is solution aware. He knows that he has a problem. This guy knows about the problem, knows about different solutions available in the market, but doesn't know about you. Okay? So I know that I have this marijuana addiction. I know that in the market I have some. I can go to rehabs. I can maybe read some books. I can do some blah blah blah. And one of those things is yours also probably. So I am aware about the solution that are available in the market to solve my problem. Then there is something called this guy knows you, but is not yet ready to buy. Right? So he knows that the problem that he has, you have a solution for it. You also have one of the solutions for it. You are in the marketplace. You're also offering something, but he's not yet ready to buy stuff from you. Right? And the fifth is most aware. He knows everything about you, right? These are the kind of people who just wait for offers, some great offers. They probably know that your solution is also the best that is available in the market. They know each and everything. They know what kind of offers you keep throwing. They know what kind of promises you have to offer. They know all the proofs and everything. They know everything about you. So these are the 5 different types of prospect awareness level that your market you will have to identify now the audience that you are targeting. They exactly fall under which of this. Are they clueless? Are they problem aware? Are they solution aware? Are they do they know about you? Right? And if you really want some guide to identify this awareness level, maybe what I can say is the first thing that I'll do is probably try to understand how common the problem is. My TG, my prospect, let's write prospect, knows she has a problem. Right, and can they easily recognize this? So this is probably clueless. Second is what so this is there are 3 ways that we can find this. First is deep into your prospect. Get deeper into your prospect. We are still wearing that marketing detective hat, so get deeper into it, see how common the problem is, and can he identify this whole thing. Second is get deeper into your marketplace solutions. See what are the things available in the market to solve the same problem that you are solving. So if TG or prospects knows about different solutions, and another important thing is they understand the difference between these solutions. Right, like we say, spirituality. There can be different ways to get this. So do they understand all the differences, like what exactly is yoga, what exactly is Reiki, what exactly is prana, what exactly is the thing pranic healing, right? So different solutions, can they differentiate between those solutions? So this, if this is the case, then these people are probably solution aware, right? And then the next thing is we will get into deeper into our product or service. And now we'll ask questions like, are we well known? Right. Cold, hot, or cold, warm, hot audience. Whom are we going to target out of this? Have they seen our ads, or have they heard about us? If this is the case, then these people are falling into the later stage where these people are what? Either of these, they are aware. Right? Because once you understand these things, only then you can do something like this. The next step that we are going to talk about is things like whether we make a direct offer or an indirect offer. You can only make a direct offer to somebody who knows you, who probably falls into these two things. But if you make a direct offer to these people, they don't even know about you. So they are not going to react to your offer the way these people are going to react. Agree or not?
Agree.
So these are the three parts. This is like stage one, and this is where, if you can do this by this time, you should have three things with you: your customer avatar, the awareness level of your market, sophistication level of your market, and awareness level of your prospect. You must know these three things before starting to think of anything else. Also, before getting into, it's not the headline, it's not the lead, it's not the big idea, it's not the big promise that you're making. Nothing. Every single thing depends on this, whether you want to have a unique mechanism or not, right? Every single thing, every single message is going to depend on these three things. So this is the part one of the entire thing. 1.5 hours with 1 hour 10 minutes, right? So once you have if you have these three answers with you, right? So let's say we have identified that it's we are trying to target a 40-year-old male or 30-year-old male addicted to marijuana since 10 years, is probably not married. This is my customer avatar. If we are going with this, or we can go with that, this thing also. The other example that we talked about, yoga for pregnant ladies, I'm good with either one. Just pick anyone. We can, actually start building this, side by side. Which one do you want to pick? Yoga or addiction?
Addiction.
Okay. So this is my customer avatar. What will be my market sophistication level? Which stage do you think it will be in? First stage, second stage, third stage, fourth stage, fifth stage?
I guess third stage.
and prospect awareness. Where will you put him? He's obviously not clueless because he wants to get rid of this. Problem aware, yes. Is he aware of the solutions?
Third.
Fourth, I believe.
फोर्थ कैसे? फोर्थ के लिए सबसे पहले आपके पास एक प्रोडक्ट या सर्विस होनी चाहिए ना,
Right. Okay.
और
Sorry.
उसको पता रहना चाहिए. Knows you but is not yet ready to buy.
He has no solution, but he doesn't know you. Okay.
या सोल्यूशन अवेयर है वो. उसको पता है कि मार्केट में कुछ ना कुछ तो है एडिक्शन से निकलने के लिए. रिहैबिलिटेशन है, गाइड्स हैं, कुछ वीडियोस हैं, कुछ सीडीज हैं, कुछ प्रोग्राम्स हैं, कुछ रिट्रीट्स हैं, कुछ हैं चीजें, कुछ सप्लीमेंट्स हैं, मे बी आई डोंट नो. वो सब भी हमको पता नहीं. विल गेट देयर आल्सो, बट ही जस्ट डजंट नो यू. सो ये तीन चीज हमारा बाय दिस मार्क, दिस इज व्हाट यू हैव टू आंसर एज अ मार्क.
By the market sophistication can be fifth stage also, right? Some people gently try to come out, but they fail and then they go back to addiction. So how do we differentiate?
We'll have to, that is what we'll have to pick one whom exactly we want to target.
Target, okay.
We want to target third stage people or we want to target fifth stage people.
Okay.
So when you say market sophistication, this, right? And that is why it's important, because I know that he has already tried. My message has to be completely different, right?
Correct.
So it's really important. This is the reason we are trying to do this whole exercise. We have to decide on, we have to be very, very clear where exactly this guy. So if we read all that, I don't know how attentive people were, but when we were reading all those forums, we actually understood that these people have tried certain things a lot of times.
Exactly.
Right. So glad that you have put this point across, and that is why this should be your fifth stage, not third stage. Because if you are trying to talk to a 30-year-old male who is addicted to marijuana, see, he doesn't have a family, he doesn't have any relationships, he doesn't have a steady job maybe and all that. So he has obviously tried to get out of it for some time. So it's not the third stage, but it's actually, this is fifth stage, right? And that's how he's aware of all the things. He just is not, he just has not come across your product or service or offers. Is this clear? This part clear?
Hello, Amar sir, Hardik here. I have
Yeah.
a question, sir.
Yeah,
Sir, in
please.
the first step, while searching, for the starving market, we are already searching कि हमारा market कितना बड़ा है, and for that we are trying to go to the Facebook groups and Reddit, etc. also. But again, while searching for the market sophistication level, we are again searching how many YouTube videos are there, how many Google search results are there. In that case, automatically, if there is if the market is really big enough, it will fall under the third or the fifth market sophistication level. But how to search if there is really a very starving market, yet there is the market sophistication level is still at the first or the second stage? Like how to search for that? Because we are searching for the YouTube videos and Facebook groups in both of the examples, but how to make sure that our market is really, really big, but still we don't have a solution, or if even if we have the solution, the market sophistication level is the first or second level, how to make that sure?
First level is only when it's it's a new market, altogether new market. Nobody has heard of it.
Okay.
First market sophistication level is this blue ocean. It doesn't exist. You basically are saying that I'll go and create this whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I think like when crypto came some 3-5 years back, it was an absolutely new market, right? There was a time when crypto started. So that was the time when it's Bitcoins, right? So Now they have passed this stage. It's no more a new market. There are so many players in it now. So new market is when you go and create a new market, then only it's in first stage.
Okay. So there we won't have the starving market also. There won't be any market altogether.
So you are saying that you are trying to combine these two, that whether it's a starving market or not, this particular thing.
Yeah. So whether we'll have a starving market at the first stage and the second stage, that is what I'm asking.
No, starving market is completely different. Starving market is somebody who's still looking for, like, even this can be, this is where you close your starving market. Who's starving? This is just, so like, see, starving market, you have heard about 3 niches, most popular niches: health, wealth, and relationship.
Yeah.
It's still a starving market since ages, and it will always be a starving market. People will always want to make money, right? People will always want to have good relationship. People will always want to have great health. Now, whatever you're trying to do, you have to just think that, at which level this, so health ke liye, jaise keto came suddenly again, there was a time when all they had to say was reduce 5 kgs in 3 days, 5 days. Those were the kind of SMS we were, getting earlier. Now nobody believes all that, right? So reducing weight has gone into 5th stage, but still there is a starving market. That's a starving market. We just have to understand at which level is that particular market right now. What is the sophistication level of how much they know about the market, how much they know about the promise. Because this, if you go and just use the same kind of promise, they are going to ignore you. The idea is to make money. So idea is to get their attention. So if they have heard, I never said that you cannot make money. This is not a starving market. All I'm saying is to recognize what they have gone through, to build our empathy muscle, so that we know that they have gone through everything. They have tried few things, but they still have the desire. People fail and fail. Hope is a brilliant thing. Hope is all that we have got. So how do you give them a hope even in this market and make money is what we need to understand. But we need to understand they are in this stage, and this is only possible, like, we did research and we found out that most of these addicts, they said that they started at the age of 12, 13, 15. No, they are 28, 30, and they have tried certain things. They, coming back. Somebody said that, it was, I'm off marijuana since 8 hours. I mean, I read it. I don't know whether you read it or not. I was off marijuana for 8 hours and it feels eternal. So people have probably, tried certain things earlier and it didn't work out. So if we recognize that, we are going to talk about our product in a little different way. That's it. So not that you have to combine this to get a starving market. Starving market is stage 1. This is just to understand what is their level, so that accordingly we can write our pitch, accordingly we can write our headline specifically. And this is to understand and write our lead, or maybe make a direct or indirect offer. I mean, see, somebody who knows, simple example, somebody who knows me, do you really think I have to explain him what is the copywriting stuff and then try to sell my book or any other course? All I can do is, just make him a direct offer that, hey, I'm selling this course for maybe 7K, but today's offer is 5K. He's just going to jump maybe, or he's just going to say, no, thank you. Right? But somebody who doesn't know me at all, I'll have to tell him something else, right? I'll have to tell that, I also do copywriting and why my course is better than other courses. You get the idea?
Yes, sir. Got the idea. Thank you.
So yeah, at this stage, if we take this example going ahead, so first is, sorry, find who is starving. Shit. Second, market sophistication. Third, okay. And this is how you have to probably write. This is where you will get your customer avatar. And I should be ready with this if I'm going to write a sales page on this whole topic. Right. So this takes care of our stage 1. There are 3 more stages. In fact, steps. We will not do the 4th step because it's just edits. So if time allows, we'll get into that. And let's take a small break. Let's meet maybe after 10 minutes, if that's okay with you, so that we can talk on the step 2. Because what happens is the moment this job is done, I just close everything, and then then after I need to do certain other things before getting into step 2. Yeah, step 2 is all about now other things. So can we take a 10 minutes break? Like, what is the time? 4:30. Can we meet at 4:40?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, just 10 minutes break. All right, I'm back.
Sir, how do we also insert our personal story in the sales pitch?
उस पे आएंगे अभी, वो थर्ड पार्ट में आएगा विकास.
अच्छा.
अभी तक हम सिर्फ, अब देखो ये सारे बिल्डिंग ब्लॉक्स अभी हम तैयार कर रहे हैं, है ना. पहले हम अंडरस्टैंड कर रहे हैं कि क्या होता है. फर्स्ट इज ट्राइंग टू गेट इनसाइड इनटू कस्टमर्स माइंड एंड मार्केट. Second is building up our all this ammunition and arms, because unless and until, see, a big idea is something very, very powerful. If you can come up with something like one big idea, you're done. But usually हम लोग करते नहीं है ना. And how many people who go through all this process before writing their Facebook ad or maybe their email or their post? Do you really think about all this?
They have created this landing page in this way that it seems this below images are like ads.
So this is basically for Ali. Ali asked, what is the difference between USP, unique selling proposition, and mechanism? So this is USP. So see, there are so many nerds. I mean, there are so many fitness sites, but this fitness site is only for nerds. You see, we help nerds, misfits, and mutants lose weight, get strong, and get healthy permanently. Great line. And it's only focusing on nerds. Ali, you're there? Not yet, maybe not yet back. So this is what is unique. This is what makes you unique. You are just focused on nerds, not everyone. You are not. So this is again a common misconception, myth, that we should target fitness to sabko chahiye. But it's a huge market. The moment you just focus on nerds, you will, you can attract other people also. If somebody can make nerds lose weight and get strong and healthy, why not normal people? Right? So this is unique. Unique mechanism nahi hai isme. This is just unique from what your competition is. All right. So
Bhai, I have a question on this big idea.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. So what I was thinking is, so when you write, let's say you're writing few fascinations. So all those bullets should be around this only one big idea promise? Will it become repetitive or?
No, so big idea and big promise, you know, when we talk about big idea, so let's try to understand this sales pitch. This starts with a big idea,
Okay.
right? Why does this? And then this talks about the problem, big problem that it's solving, right?
Yeah.
It's nowhere talking about the other problems people have, you know. The moment you become bored, maybe, you know, society, you're not confident,
Correct.
right? So they are not talking right up front there. You should talk about everything. So as you come down, see, your hair comes out in your hands, your husband or wife loses interest in sex, friends, co-workers, or even your boss judge you, a nagging feeling, the world doesn't hold as many possibilities as it used to. I don't know what it means. So so as you come down, you will see that, you know, it's talking about everything else. Now let's analyze this again further. And before we say it, no, the secret is not just lucky genetics, which is what, you know, this is, if you really think about, you know, because you have gone through all those market research questions, lucky genetics is one of the beliefs that people have, right? You know, I should have this, so my hair is going to be there. So it's just tackling the objection here, one of the objection, you know. So maybe this all is great, but I'm genetically, you know, like this, so it can happen. Now some social proof, again reinforcement that it overrides the genes that make you bald early. This is reinforcement, again proof. Scientist jaws hit the floor, amazing line. So now again, see, bad genetics, balance, regrow your hair, running out fast, this, how to spot. Throughout my medical career, that could shock you. But by the way, this is one of the, you know, this page is also one of the interesting pages, because this doctor has unfortunately appeared on a lot of other sites talking about other things. So right now he's, you know, trying to fix your hair, and in other places trying to fix something else. That was a problem with this page. And Vikas, see, again, you know, some story here inside. Another story, some stories women inside.
So we can use someone else's story also, sir.
Yeah. I mean, see, I think I shared one good tweet. If you share other people's stories, if you share your stories, and if you share their stories, three different things. If you share
हाँ,
their,
तो आपने बोला था कि your story में ज्यादा इफेक्ट होगा ना?
हाँ, आपके अपने स्टोरी में होता है, बट इफ योर स्टोरी इज समथिंग व्हिच पीपल कैन कनेक्ट विद, इट्स नॉट अबाउट राइटिंग अ स्टोरी, इट्स अबाउट, यू नो, अगर आप अपनी स्टोरी लिख रहे हो तो उससे सामने वाला कनेक्ट होना चाहिए पहले ना, उसको लगना चाहिए ये मेरी स्टोरी है, मेरी लाइफ की स्टोरी, यस आई वाज लाइक दिस बिफोर and I want the same kind of transformation. So that is the reason everybody talks about Rags and Riches story. I was a pizza delivery guy, and now today I'm a Facebook expert, and I'm making all this, you know, great money. So people can accept, you know, people then relate to it. Okay, even if a pizza guy can do it, I'm much more qualified. I can do it much better.
हाँ, तो वहाँ पे सर टारगेट ऑडियंस भी मैच होना चाहिए ना. अगर रैग्स टू रिचेस स्टोरी है तो एमएमओ का जब ऑफर होगा वहाँ पे वो रिलेट करेगा. अगर हेल्थ निश है तो फिर वहाँ पे रिलेट नहीं हो पाएगा, राइट सर?
नहीं, क्यों हेल्थ निश भी हो सकता है ना, कि जैसे ही आप बोलोगे कि, यू नो, आई वाज लाइक दिस, आई मीन डॉक्टर्स gave up on me, it's personal stories, doctors gave up on me, like marijuana. We can write something like, ऐसा कुछ लिख सकते हो. And I can talk about just my story. This is how I was in school and I did this and I tried this and this. I gave up. Then again I started, and then I stumbled upon this particular program where when I started doing this, I started seeing the transformation. So it's just my story, which people can also think that, okay, I also started marijuana at the age of 13 or maybe in my college, and I also tried to give up. I am also, I also don't have any friends and family as such. I'm losing interest. I'm having some panic attacks. My career is not great. So everything that you talk about is basically their problems. It's not just your story. It's a story where he can connect. He can think that, okay, yeah, this is my life story also. And then he wants a transformation. So your personal stories and health also can work. आपके पास ClickBank account है?
Yes, I have.
So if you have ClickBank account, just start reading, few sales pages, and you will understand, it's full of stories and in all different niches, all kinds of stories. मैं आपको वो सारी चीजें दूंगा आपको जो भी चाहिए after this.
They are literally selling shit things with the help of copywriting.
I don't know whether it's shit or not, but it's one place which is making good money. There are certain offers like बहुत सारे tabs खुल गए हैं. See, जैसे Bolt का. What do you think about this line? Vikas?
Shocking.
Yes, sir.
Never thought. Means it's universal truth.
And yeah, other people also. I want you to think. This is not creativity.
This is grabbing attention, no?
Yeah, that's what even Shashank said. And this makes you think now. What? So this guy must be knowing something. Now you see, it's just about, this is what happens in subconscious mind. You cannot find it on internet. It will not be served to you on a plate. But if you sit down and write some shitty 10 big ideas and sleep over it, your subconscious mind is going to come out with something like this. And then whatever you say, you already have people's attention, and they will spend some time to go through this video. And that is how this guy is making this. You think these people are not making money? These are the people who are making money actually. And there's a huge market for this.
Hair loss, right?
Yeah, hair loss, but done in a different way. This is one of the most popular, this is running for 3 years. This is by Chris. He's on Facebook. तो इसका video भी है, इसका this भी है. This is see, the name is Language of Desire, dirty words to make him yours. And it's a personal story, see, because it was a little after 2 in the morning when I woke up and found the bed empty. It's given in a story form.
Yes, sir.
And pretty long story. I mean, this is some one page that you should definitely read. See how it's written. You are at the crossroads right now, and you really just have 2 very different options leading to 2 different lives. Option 1, option 2. इससे भी better एक कहीं पे है. I had 3 options.
Krishna, can you show me the link of that hair loss page? I have a protocol.net. Okay.
I'm putting it in chat. I'm putting this one, Language of Desire, also in chat. see story how it's written. I knew I could do one of the three things. I could ignore, I could confront him, or I could make the choice I did. How it's highlighted, and this is what he wants you to do. So I went on a mission to find the truth. You know, this is just doing amazing for 3 years almost. So, so yeah, I mean, coming back to your question, Shankara, you know, you asked whether we should have, you know, in Fascinations other things. We should definitely talk about every single thing in Fascinations. The whole point of Fascination is to talk about as many things as possible. So that, because by reading the Fascination, just one of the points can convert your user into a buyer, the reader into a buyer actually. But when you start your thing, this should just focus on one single idea, one single promise. This actually is a VSL. This is a VSL and it has a text format also. You see, this is how people, a lot of people also do, and it's a great way to give people all the option. Finally reveal how to make a man sexually obsessed with you and only you. Also very, very important, and only you. You know, without even touching him. It's a video, so you want to consume video, great. You don't want to consume, great. Email access, I mean, put some random email and check the emails and all that stuff. So it's also great. So yeah, Fascination should have everything as much as possible. You know, talk about all the possible things. But at the top, if you're writing a Facebook ad, then it should probably just focus on one big problem, one big, you know, idea, and one big promise. That's how you should write your ads. All right, so we'll come to stage 3 now. We have done, you know, some of our research by now, and stage 3 now is all about finding things like whether we make a direct or indirect offer. This is where we decide whether we make indirect or direct offer. Now, this should be pretty clear again. You know, I don't need to spend more time here. Direct offer is when you are, you know, giving him an option. In fact, you are telling him what product or service you are selling. And indirect offer is you don't talk about your products, like usually the you know, the way, I mean, I like indirect offers and all those stuff, but it actually depends on, now if you start thinking, now if you start relating it, stage 1 may we talked about prospects awareness. Now, do you think you can make a direct offer to somebody who is in this tell me who is going to grab your direct offer? Do you think first one is going to grab your offer, direct offer, when you say that this is a, you know, marijuana, you know, get rid of marijuana thing? The person who is clueless, is he going to grab your offer? The person who is problem aware but doesn't know he has a solution, I mean, there is a solution exists, is he going to grab your offer? Fifth one, yeah, fifth one will immediately grab, and even the fourth one will grab it. So if you're making an offer can be anything. Offer can be based on, you know, something doing fast, something you know, a reduction in price, or maybe some unique money back guarantee that you have added for persuading him. So if you make your great offers, these are the two people who are going to buy your stuff. So these are the two people whom you can make direct offers. Even if you make a direct offer to solution aware guy, he's not going to buy it. Why? Because he doesn't know you yet. He doesn't trust you yet. He doesn't know anything about your program. These people need indirect offers. I mean, to these people, you have to make indirect offers. So this is how, you know, based on at what level your customer prospect is, what is his awareness level, we think of offers. So direct is 4th and 5th level, indirect is 1 to 3rd level. Okay. Then second thing after this direct indirect is, this is when you should start thinking of your headlines now. This again is based on at what level your audience is, right? So first, if he's on first stage, you can be, okay, let's try it first. Now I want you to think, I know it's been a long 3-hour session post lunch, or maybe you had a coffee or something, your brain is working is what I'm assuming. I want you to think now, and can you help me with, if somebody is in first stage, he is first level in fact, right? What kind of headlines will appeal to him? Or maybe you can start with the 5th level. Let's take example of marijuana only, the addiction program.
So 5th level mein it should be like the offer or the guarantee oriented headline, or first level mein it should be like offer awareness level headline.
Yeah, so first level, you're right actually. First level should be very, very simple and direct kind of thing, direct message kind of thing, where we say that now just something like this. Oh, but no, this is based on, yeah, I did told you market sophistication that it helps you to write headlines, I think. Yeah, I told you here. Market sophistication decides what kind of headline you should write. So think in terms of market sophistication, and we'll just quickly revise it. First stage is a new market. It's a completely new market. Second stage is you have competition. Third stage is where most of the people are. They're getting bombarded with a lot of pitches and offers and products. Fourth stage is 2 leaders. Fifth stage is tired, tried, right? Now start thinking in terms of market sophistication. I'm sorry, I think I need a coffee. So market sophistication, first level, it should be simple and direct message, something like, now get rid of your marijuana addiction. Because it's a new market. Second level may, if your market sophistication level is in second level, then you should, just try to enlarge your claim by saying something like, now get rid of your marijuana addiction in flat 30 days or your money back. Now, can someone help me with third stage? Third stage is where people are getting bombarded. The ancient meditation to end your pot addiction.
With unique mechanism.
Yes. Third stage is where you actually use your unique mechanism, because now he is getting bombarded with messages. How do you make sure that yours thing is different? So can somebody tell me something, some random thing? It doesn't have to work right now, but just an example of headline. Because now I want you to start thinking, do you think this line, this headline is going to work for third level people?
Not at all.
I want everyone, I mean, to answer and think about it. A lot of people, 19 people so far. No. Why? Great. No, I mean, great. No, but why? Can you also answer that? Why this line is not going to work if your audience is in the third level?
Because they are already
Sure,
getting
because
bombarded with these kind of messages, which are like
yeah,
direct
and
aim.
there is a chance that they have tried a program and it has not worked in the past. So he feels that if in the past it did not work, so why would it work now? So we have to use a USP.
So I think that will be probably in the fifth. If you think about tried one, fifth is the level where we actually think of somebody is tired and tried.
Mm-hmm.
Here he's just like, I have not tried, but I'm getting these messages. I'm getting bombarded that, learn copywriting, but he has not learned copywriting. But the point is there are at least 10 people who is reaching out to him that learn copywriting. Why will he learn from me? Why will he learn from you? So here, if we try to make it unique, then he's going to come up and probably try look at your stuff. So can somebody give some example of this?
Amar bhai, I had written in the chat box for the third stage, mushrooms to help end your addiction like magic, and it probably grows in your own backyard. Would that work?
What do you think, guys?
Maybe use a plant instead of mushrooms.
What do you think about this now?
Yep.
This anti-marijuana herb will flush out marijuana from your body and set you free from its urge forever. Okay. What is unique in this?
How about life or no life?
Which one? In which
Life
one?
or no life?
Life or no life?
Life or no life? Get rid of predictions.
Where exactly you want to put this?
For the third level, the unique mechanism.
Okay.
So
So
some more jargon.
okay, so unique mechanism is basically how exactly this thing is going to work. Mani, can you think of something? You have been writing a lot on honey and turmeric and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's
All right, we'll come back to this again. Some more message. Yeah. This
Amar, maybe we can use words like instantly or something instead of like magic. Because magic, yes, it does play a certain psychological game. It does trigger that, but still instantly or do it now or right now, something like that.
I love
Convenient.
this. I don't know who has written this. Shashank. Yeah. Shashank, you got it now. So, Manjukesh, this is not about, whether we use magic here or instantly. That's not
Mhm.
really important. यहाँ पे third level में, because what is happening is people are aware, they are getting a lot of offers. So somebody is saying, hey, buy my pill. Somebody is saying, hey, take
Mhm.
my consulting, right? Do 3
Okay.
sessions with me. Somebody is saying, hey, just read this guide and it has all the information. So as a marijuana addict, where will I go? Do you think I'll go to all of them?
No,
Right.
obviously not.
But this, I might be interested in. The moment I read this, see, the rare Nepalese mountain herb to calm your withdrawal nerves. Right, because this is the unique mechanism here.
Yes. Okay.
This is unique. This is because your solution has a Nepalese mountain herb, which that it's rare. You cannot get it. It's just that you have to. I mean, this is really amazing for me. This also is good, but it's not very clear money, right?
Yeah, you're right.
But yeah, I mean, this is also good because this makes me curious. What is aid method? But the rare Nepalese mountain is something great, or Bhutanese mountain, or something like that is obviously great because it just creates the right kind of curiosity. And at this level, this is what people want to hear. I mean, something unique is what they want to try. At fourth level, what will you do? At fourth level, because if you remember, fourth level is all about where you have 2 leaders already. So the only solution that works here is something like this. If you offer one of this is always going to work. Whatever the product is in the market, if yours is a quicker one, if yours is an easier one, or if yours is a safer one, people opt for this. Right, so you can just think of unique mechanism acknowledging pain in the same sentence. Yes.
इसमें भाई cheaper भी होएगा कि cheaper would not be a part of this?
It can be, it can be a cheaper, but people want it. But people really want something quicker. See, cheaper सोचने से आप पैसे नहीं बना पाओगे. And that is why if you can identify a big problem, money is there, right? I imagine you are 30 and you are addicted to marijuana, and you can see a great career. If you're not addicted to it, you're seeing other people growing. You can see your talent, but because it's marijuana, you're not able to do great things. I think you will pay any price if you really want to get rid of it. You will pay any price to get rid of it. You really don't want a cheaper solution. You want a quicker. What will you want? Tell me. Do you want a quicker solution or a cheaper solution to your thing?
Right. It will be quick. Something quick.
Yeah, you want it safe. Like you are eating pills. I can give you some other drugs, but maybe it's not safe. You want it
Side
easier.
effects.
Yeah, you want it. You want it. People want quicker and easy more than cheaper. And as a marketer, we should always think of making more money and not making our offers cheap. That's not the way to fight in the market. If you're going cheap, probably we don't know how to market. Is what I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So think of something like this and try to make more money. This is all I want to say. The exploited secret behind the addiction monopoly revealed. Okay. Now, what will be the fifth stage? It's going to be very, very, kind of same as, third one. Because, this line is so good that it will actually work in this stage also. because this has kind of a big idea. अली आया, अली मौला, ये देखो इसको पढ़ो. 6-minute reset formula used by monks which can help to quit any bad addiction. अच्छा, any bad addiction मत कर अभी. Ali, try to be specific because you are talking to marijuana addicts. So, not any. Right, and it has to be kind of also believable, like, you know, monks का पता नहीं क्या है, कैसे है, क्या करते हैं. So that's there. But usually in this case, usually when you are in 5th stage, I'll tell you something simple. When you are in 5th level, when you know that your audience is in 5th level, they have, what has happened, they have tried already, they have failed, they don't trust anyone anymore, they don't trust marketing. You should, because I don't trust, you know, you will say this and I won't trust it. I've read it maybe in stage 3. Can happen. Okay. So what you have to do here is you have to shift from your promise and mechanism to your prospect. Just एक example देता हूँ why, man, this was a great ad. I think this is also in swipe file somewhere. Yes. You see this, why men crack. An authority of international standing recently wrote, you have overwritten and plugged your organs with moderate stimulants and worst of which are not only alcohol and tobacco, but caffeine and sugar. He was talking to men who crack physically in the face of, in the race for success. You have to focus your entire message on the prospect now. Yeah, maybe so. So similarly, maybe, you know, why men get addicted to marijuana. You don't have to promise anything. You are focusing entirely on the prospect, because this guy has seen a lot of all this rubbish in stage 3. He has tried a couple of mechanisms maybe early. You know, that's the thing. And that this is precisely the reason that stage 1 thing is very important, to understand who is starving market, what is the market awareness level, and what is the awareness level of your, you know, what is market sophistication level, and what is the awareness level of your audience. Right. Breaking habits, the time tested way to burn your poor addiction to smoke and truly move on to greater life waiting for you. And if you can't come up with something, don't worry, there are so many broken links. So, you know, I'll try to give you all that in between, but if you can't come up with something, it's okay. If you can just understand the importance of everything that we are trying to do, you know, what is the importance of big idea, what is the importance of stage 1 and market sophistication, all that stuff, that's good enough. You know, this session has achieved its purpose. If you really want to get into a big idea and all that stuff, mechanism, you know, there are so many things that I can share with you and you can understand, and then you can connect your dots properly. But foolproof secret formula to get rid of marijuana addiction that has been applied by big Hollywood celebrities. Okay, can somebody tell me, Arpit has shared this line, can somebody tell me this kind of headline will work at which stage of market sophistication?
3.
Arpit, do you think it's for 5? I mean, you wrote it for 5 or 3 or which stage?
I wrote it for 5, sir.
5, okay. But 5 may you have to focus on the prospect. what I told you, 5 में क्या होता है? 5 में you don't talk about promise and mechanism. You focus on prospect. You don't have to promise him anything. You are trying to foolproof secret formula to get rid of your marijuana addiction. You are promising him. He has seen this in stage 3 of the market. Yeah. He has seen this. He has seen this big Bollywood thing. You know, he has seen this. Somebody using something like this didn't work out for him. So he doesn't trust these kind of messages. To convert people who are in 5th, if your market is in the 5th level of, sophistication, you have to just talk about this. And this is how basically, you can sell anything. Drop shipping है, एक lead page बना दो इससे related, फिर उससे वो डाल दो. But in 5th stage, you don't talk about promise. You don't talk about mechanism. It's not required. Mechanism is only required in stage 3. Mechanism works great in stage 3. How the addiction centers rip you off and the secret behind staying sober for good. Yeah. You see this line?
So should the headline cover all the 5 stages?
नहीं यार, एक स्टेज के लिए एक हेडलाइन, तभी तुम अलग अलग से लिख रहे हैं. Based on the level of your market sophistication, you are going to write. That is why I said, do you think if I am going to write something like this, is it going to work if for marijuana today? It will not work if your market is in stage 3. It's in stage 3 level where they are hearing about, some pills and some courses and some, blah, blah, blah things as a solution. है ना, वो तो already सुन रहा है ना कुछ offers. Understood this?
सिर्फ all the 5 stages के लिए अलग-अलग sales pages होंगे क्या?
नहीं, कैसे आपको सबको टारगेट ही नहीं करना है ना. हमने क्या करा था यहाँ पे विकास, हमने अपना बना लिया था ये पहले स्टेज में. वी डिसाइडेड दिस, नो, हम किसके लिए लिखने वाले हैं.
Yes.
You don't have to write for everyone. You just have to find one market which has got most potential. This you just have to understand वो किस लेवल पे है और वो प्रोस्पेक्ट का लेवल क्या है, उसके हिसाब से आपको सारा मैसेज लिखना है. You don't have to worry about other market. आपको सबको टारगेट नहीं करना है. That's the whole point. The moment you go after everybody, you will end up with nobody. This is very specific.
Fifth stage में सर ये प्रोस्पेक्ट का क्या मतलब हुआ? फोकस ऑन प्रोस्पेक्ट
मतलब जो बंदा है हमारा, जो एडिक्ट है, उस पे खाली हम फोकस कर रहे हैं. जब हमने लिखा कि हमने ये लिखा हाउ द एडिक्शन सेंटर्स रिप यू ऑफ एंड द सीक्रेट बिहाइंड स्टेइंग सोबर फॉर गुड, मे बी ऐसा हमने लिखा. देखो ये हम किस पे फोकस कर रहे हैं, ये सिर्फ उस पे है, हम उसको बता रहे हैं. तो ही इज गोइंग टू रीड दिस स्टफ कि क्या होता है, कैसे रिप ऑफ करते हैं सेंटर्स में. ये this is all about him. Are we promising him something? Are we telling him that I'm going to solve your addiction problem? No. Are we telling him that we have got a unique mechanism? No. This is just focused on you. If you are addicted, I am writing something only to keep you in mind.
Okay,
Nothing.
so past failures को भी address कर सकते हैं कि मतलब he has failed to do something, so we can address it.
Yeah, obviously, everything. Now this is just to get his attention, because क्या होगा ना, जैसे वो अगर वो यूनिक मैकेनिज्म देखेगा तो वो बोलेगा, देखो 5th स्टेज में कब आया वो 3rd से क्रॉस होके 5th पे आया ना. दिस इज अ लीनियर प्रोग्रेशन. People get into stage 1 and then they get into stage 2, then they get into stage 3, then into stage 4, and then into stage 5, right?
Yeah.
So it's a linear progression. So if I've seen something already in stage 3, I'm not going to fall for it. Like health. आज health के बारे में कोई भी बोलेगा आपको कि lose weight in 7 days, will you believe it? And will you believe that maybe, you know, I don't know where exactly health stands right now, whether it's in third stage or fifth stage, but third stage where, let's say, you know, there are so many offers. So if you read that, you know, lose fat, lose belly fat. Okay. Our proprietary fast method. Will you fall for this? Something like this?
Hello, sound.
But if you write, maybe, you know, why, or maybe, you know, maybe it is, so it's a known fact that, you know, after pregnancy, you know, women start getting, you know, fatter, and ye sari cheezein hoti hain. So agar, if you just write an article based, something like, you know, the headline is, you know, why pregnant women, you know, why right after pregnancy you start getting, you know, fats. So there is a great chance that, you know, she's going to read that whole thing, and then you can talk about, so you can talk about some hormones and this and that, and then, you know, how you're solving it, you know, that's different. But the thing is, if your headline is not going to grab her, she's not going to fall for it. Why 90% people fail to get rid of marijuana addiction even after spending months in rehabilitation? Yeah. Yeah, so I think you guys, you know, some of you have started getting it. This is what we mean by, you know, writing our headlines based on where exactly your market, and your biggest problem is going to understand exactly whether it's in the third stage or whether it's in the fifth stage, and that is only possible if you go around and see, you know, become actually a good marketing, you know, market detective. थोड़े से ग्रुप्स में जाओगे, थोड़े से फोरम्स पे जाओगे, थोड़े से रेडिट पे जाओगे, थोड़े ब्लॉग्स पढ़ोगे, so you will understand at which level, and whether people are saying that, you know, this is good, this bad. And Ali came up with something great, like, you know, negative, scam, all those things. So once those things are there, it's in stage 5 already. Yes. So these kind of things, these kind of headlines are going to work in stage 5. Otherwise, you should just, you know, if it's stage 3, you know, mechanism and everything is going to work, right? So first is direct, indirect. Second is headlines, and you know, what I can do for headlines is I have a collection of 2,500 headlines with some templates where I have now divided it into direct headlines and indirect headlines. So you can just read, you know, that particular thing, and you know, you will understand. And you will get a lot of ideas about, you know, this whole headline.
Bhai, what is indirect exactly?
Indirect पे जहाँ पे आप you are not selling your product. I'm not telling you that I'm going to teach you something. Indirect can be, you know, how to make money using this, you know, this skill. I'm not going to tell you that I'm going to teach you copywriting.
Okay.
बट भाई जहाँ पे इस तरह की हेडलाइन यूज होगी, लाइक फिफ्थ स्टेज है, तो वहाँ पे we are using this type of headlines to grab the attention of our prospects. So how we gonna pitch our service at the end? सेल्स पेज पे फिर हम किस तरह से उसको सर्विस पिच करेंगे?
आप इस वाले आर्टिकल को पढ़ो ना, ये थोड़ा सा बड़ा है, बट आप पिच उसी तरह से करोगे आप उसको. It's just that you want to grab his attention first.
So at the end we are going to use the mechanism part, right?
Yeah, you can get into your mechanism. It's just that, you know, you have to find it really, you have to make it, see, understand, uske shoes में जाओ एक बार के लिए. let us understand that he has maybe tried some pills. He bought some PDF from ClickBank, which promised, that he's going to get rid of his addiction. He read it. Maybe he didn't read it. He just bought it. Maybe he has tried some pills which promised him that he's going to. So वो smoking के भी बहुत सारी चीजें आती हैं ना कि anti-smoking and some tablets and I'll tell you again. क्या है? मैं आपको दिखाता हूँ. So this is by one of the guys in our group, Nachiket, and he has a product which talks about tar free. Oh, nahi hai kya abhi? Yeah. So what is this? This is a product which promises you a better lung for smokers. Remove all the unwanted tar and other cancer causing particles, right? If you think about it, आप यहाँ पे आप अगर तो smoking, what do you think, getting rid of smoking as an addiction, which level it is? तो अगर मैं ऐसे लिखूंगा ना, जैसे maybe something like this, अगर 5th level लेना है, and we are writing maybe something like this, that get rid of your ये सारी चीजें आपने लिखी है ना 5th लेवल के लिए और इसके लिए. Maybe if you write an article based on why men get addicted to smoking, you have to really do your scientific research, that what is the idea about research, what chemicals it does, क्या क्या चीजें होती है, कैसे होती है, and then you make some particular hormone or particular part in the body responsible for that particular addiction, and then you say that your thing, the tar-free thing, this medicine that you are seeing, it actually takes care of that particular part, and that is how you can get rid of it. So then there is a great chance that this person is going to buy your stuff. But if you just say that get rid of lungs using this, but he has already tried couple of things. He has tried वो anti कुछ तो tablet आता था बीच में, कुछ smoke आता था, I mean कुछ inhaler आता था, get rid of this. Maybe if he has tried and he has gone back to this, he's not going to just trust you.
Got it.
Pot independence, the well-known yogic method to weed out your nasty habit of getting high and live the sober life with dignity. Yeah. So this is your headline, and headline के बाद आती है, there is something called leads. What is lead? Lead is your first 300-400 words, or 1/3 of your maybe copy, or maybe first 5 minutes of your VSL, or maybe first 1/3. So basically, how do you start? What do you start writing is what is called lead in copywriting, right? So lead will depend on this. Headline depends on market sophistication, and leads depends on the prospect awareness level. Reason being, if somebody is, now you say somebody is product aware, he knows that there is a product, he knows about oh, I deleted it, okay, I cancel it. Somebody knows there is a product called tar free, okay, which promises great lungs and all that stuff, and maybe getting rid of your smoking addiction. If he knows about this, and there is a guy who is just solution aware, okay, he doesn't know about tar free, he just knows about different ways to get get rid of your smoking addiction. Do you think you are going to talk to these two guys in the same way? That's something very personal again. any one of you here who is smoking and has no idea what is the solution, what is the other, different kinds of solution available in the market? I mean, you have a problem, you smoke, so it's an addiction, but you don't know that there is a solution in the market. कोई है ऐसा? कोई स्मोकर ही नहीं है क्या? You can
solution पता है, Nicotex है.
Nicotex, okay. Have you tried it?
हाँ.
Worked for you? No.
Yes, writing में काम आती है.
अच्छा. Nicotex is one of the products, right? I'm here. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so great. Yeah, I mean, you can send me private messages like some people are doing. Absolutely okay. So yeah, I mean, there are people who are smoking. They don't really know that there is a solution that exists, which can actually help them with this. And now, there are people who already know about tar-free because they have seen their ads and different promotions about tar-free and how it's going to help the lung and all that stuff. You really think that the message to these two guys will be same? जिसको tar-free के बारे में पता है, but he's just not bought it, right? He's in fourth level. This guy is in third level. Don't you think at this level, third level, our idea should be to tell him that, why we are unique and, what is the unique mechanism and why our product is probably the best, a better alternative to Nicotex and how Nicotex might just help you to get rid of that addiction. But if you take tar-free, it's going to make your lung, it's going to cut all the tar from your lungs and make it maybe 10-20 years younger is what tar-free is promising. So don't you think here we need to make them aware about our solution, all the benefits, unique mechanisms? इधर पे उसको पता होगा, right? He has already come. He already knows about your product. So do you really think that we need to again repeat the whole damn thing with him? Right? And that is the reason it's very, very important to understand your prospect awareness level, and that is how your lead should start. Whether it's a sales page, whether it's an email, based on at what level he is, you should start writing. Right. So somebody who is just problem aware, you need to tell him that it's okay, you have a problem. I mean, you are an addict, you smoke, but that is what Nicotex and all that are doing. They are telling you that it's bad, and but you can get rid of this smoking. I think Nicotex was the first product that came in the market. I'm not sure. I don't give much of my attention to all this, but that's the point, right? Your lead, how you start your message, how you start your Facebook ad, how you start your even single post, it all depends on the awareness level of that guy. You really don't need to take him through the entire thing, right? Once you have sorted this, the other thing is just the flow. That's it. This is the last part. This is all you have to decide now. How exactly is your flow is going to be. And at this stage, usually what we do is we come up with we have our headline sorted, we have our big promise and big idea and everything, we have our lead sorted kind of. और इसके बाद हम लोग क्या करते हैं, you have your proof ready with you, right? This can be in the big, this can be in the you have all this with you. You have your offer with you. Everything is ready with you. You have worked out on those things. So you just have to, find out flows. And one of the important things that we have not done as of now is find out all the objections of people. Will it really work? Things like this. So you see, this is where, sometimes proofs come into pictures, like, already 13,200, 250 people, got rid of addiction. Something like that. So the idea is basically to turn every objection into sales pitch. Whatever objection people have, what other objections people can have about these kind of products? Can you think of? So let's just say smoke. Smoke addiction, what can be the common objections that people can have? Side effects. Yeah. What else? So how do you turn this side effect objection into a sales pitch?
Yeah, I've made this product with natural herbs, which are
this is
certified or approved by.
This again is very, very important. So side effects का देखते हैं उसमें Vedic vitals. Let me see this star free. So what it says is with no side effects and being 100% natural. Right? See, sugar free hai, 100% Ayurvedic hai, non-GMO. I don't understand this whole thing. A balances body, free shipping, COD available. Right? No breathlessness. So these are sometimes withdrawal symptoms, right? No side effects, breathe freely, improves stamina, congestion. So jitne bhi objections hote hain na, you have to turn it into, like, the moment somebody says withdrawal symptoms, you have to talk about something like this maybe. Right? Forget about this withdrawal symptom. You will have no breathlessness. In fact, you will improve your stamina also. So put all those things maybe as a fascination, as a bullet points or something, but try to list as many objections as people can have if you really want to sell, because at the end, we all have these things in our mind which stops us from paying our money. People think whether I should pay him, this. Am I going to get my results? What is the proof? Is some guarantee? Is there some guarantee? So whatever is there, just start writing them one by one, and you already have, and then you can just go with any kind of flow. Flow depends on you. Different people use different flows, but yeah, ideally it's the headline, then the lead, in between. Proofs should be in between. Beach proofs डालते रहो. Proofs, there shouldn't be just one section which talks about proof. Put your proofs in between everywhere. Social proof is probably one of the greatest things which can make people buy your stuff. Put your offer, write objection 1, turn it into a sales page, objection 2, objection 3. Give him some, if you can offer him some guarantee, good, and close it. Right? And if you read certain sales pages, you will see this is what all of them have done. But everything has to be done, whatever you're doing, everything has to be done based on this. Remember this, every time you're writing, you have to keep this guy in mind, and everything that you have written about it. So there should be a document which has all this noted. Don't derail yourself. Don't derail your thoughts from, okay, I have to address everyone. I have to get hold of everybody in this market. Don't make that mistake. Right. It's already 7. Great. So if you have any questions, let me know. Maybe I can write a sales page based on this some other day. We've already spent close to 4 hours. So, but this is what is the process. The entire process. Feel free to ask me anything, or let me know if you didn't learn something, or if you think it was a waste of time. You can you are free to tell me that also. Okay, let me make it simple. Do you think this this session helped you? Anyone? Great session. Enjoy the session. I mean, yeah, I mean, you don't have to just write it. If you really think that it was valuable, then just write it. I think you can still go ahead and delete your comments. Not sure, but yeah. Market sophistication was gold. Everything is gold. Everything is gold here. If you just stick to it, there's no one in this world who can stop you from making money. It's just that we don't believe in all this. We try to target everyone. We don't care about market sophistication, customer awareness, and then we try to say so. Somebody who knows. I mean, these are very, very common sense again, if you really think about it. Right? As a customer, if I am at a level 5, why do I care about something that you are writing for level 3 or level 4 or level 2? Because CTAs is not really that important. If you can take care of these things, CTAs are I mean, you can use any kind of CTAs. Just read 5-10 odd sales pages and see, grab the offer. Those kind of things will also do. The thing is, it's not the CTA, it's the it's the connect with them. It's actually having build that empathy muscle, trying to say that I understand your situation. I've been there, I completely understand, and I'm offering you this big promise, which is going to solve this big problem that you have. Right? That's more important. CTA is not really that important. Yeah, there are things like CTA should always be in a different color, should be highlighted, should be as big as possible, but those are not really the important part of a sales page. The big idea, the moment, see, I don't know how convinced you are with this, but this big idea, doesn't matter what kind of sales page you are writing, it just makes you curious, wants to make you read this whole stuff, and just because of this, many people end up buying this stuff. So it's not really about the big that CTA. But yeah, I would definitely love to, based on whatever we have done, our customer avatar is there. So stage 2 is not something we have done. Stage 3 is not something we have done. I can spend another hour someday, maybe at night, where we take the same customer avatar. We have already found the market and his level. So we can find out some big promise, maybe some random thing, and maybe we can come up with a big idea and offer and everything, and then I can think of some hook, some headlines, and I can end up writing maybe 5-6 pages of a sales page. I can do that in 1 hour time for sure. And yeah, everything is in stage 1. Everything is in stage 1. So I have told you basically about all these things. Now you can always go to Google and take help. If you don't understand what exactly is market sophistication, let me know. I can send you some books. I can send you some links so that you read and get this whole idea more and more clear. But work on stage 1 first. If you are a great detective, you will solve this puzzle. Most of the marketing campaigns fail because there are only 2 reasons. One is they skip stage 1, or they don't collect enough intelligence, they don't collect enough intel, they don't collect enough information in stage 1, and then they fail. And again, stage 2 is more about thinking, right? That big idea, like I told you, you really need to feed your brain with a lot of stuff. So it all depends on that. Once you have all this, writing will not be a problem. Any other questions that you have that I can probably help you with immediately? Any resource you want, let me know. So you can just ping in the group, if you think that you need more resource on market sophistication, or if you need more resource on all the topics that we have discussed, maybe on big promise, maybe on big idea, maybe on USP, or maybe on hooks, leads, anything, just let me know, and I can send you one or two documents related to each of them. Then you can just read it in the same order, pick one of the projects that you're working on, and start working on those things. You'll be in a good position.
Send us this MS Word.
Yeah, I'll send this
Yeah.
for sure. This is
Awesome.
all yours. In fact, let me send it in this right now, and I will send it in the group also. Yeah, I've sent this. So thank you very much. Thank you very much for sticking, and spending 4 hours of your Sunday means a lot to me. Yes, Saf, I'll share everything. I'll try to. So what I'll do is, once you can make a copy of it, but what I'll do is, I'll make some relevant, links in front of these topics. So, where to read about starving market, maybe where to read about more about market sophistication, maybe a book, maybe an article. So I'll give links to this, and I'll update you again that I've updated this whole sheet. And I think, then, and I'll try to do it today itself, tonight, right? So maybe by 9 or 10, I'll update this sheet, and then maybe you can go and read about them. Yeah, long session. All right, then. Thank you so much for sticking around.
Thank you so much, bhai. It was a really awesome session. It was amazing.
Chalo, great. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
भाई इस डॉक का लिंक नहीं आया उसमें चैट में.
चैट में नहीं आया क्या?
नहीं.
ओ, ये सिर्फ अबे को चला गया. Just a minute. ये मैंने भेज दिया.
Thank you.
ग्रुप में भी कोई डाल दो ना, बेटर रहेगा.
Yep.
All right, then I'm ending this session.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Amar. Thank you so much.
Chalo, bye.